Welcome back to the channel. Tonight's story isn't about monsters, demons, or curses. It's about a man and the knock that came from his own door when he was already standing behind it. In 1997, a man named Daniel Reeves moved into a small rental house on Briar Street, an old home built before the war. It had peeling wallpaper, crooked windows, and a front door that creaked when it breathed. Daniel wasn't afraid of the dark. He was a night security guard, the kind of man used to silence and flickering lights. He only wanted one thing: peace and quiet. But peace doesn't live on Briar Street. On his third night there, he was eating dinner when it started 3 knocks at the door. He opened it. Nothing. Just rained. He shrugged it off. Maybe it was the window or a kid though. But when he closed the door, the knocking came again. From inside, the same knocks, but echoing, dull, like they were coming from within the wood itself. The next day, Daniel told his landlord. The old man just smiled and said, "You'll get used to it. The house keeps time differently." Daniel didn't like that. That night, he stayed awake, listening. The knocking returned, always at the same time, to 17 a.m. But this time, a voice followed. A whisper, soft, male, and disturbingly familiar. The voice sounded like his own. He turned on every light in the house, grabbed a flashlight, and checked every room. Nothing. The house was empty, but when he passed the front door again, he saw something new, a shadow under the crack, shaped like a pair of bare feet. He didn't open it. He couldn't. He just whispered, "Who's there?" The voice replied, "You are." By the 5th night, Daniel was desperate. He set up his old VHS camcorder, pointing it directly at the front door. If someone was playing tricks on him, he was going to catch them right on schedule. At 2:17 a.m., the knocks came again, 3 times. He stared at the door. No one was there. Then he replayed the tape. On the recording, everything looked the same, except for one thing. At the exact moment of the first knock, his own reflection appeared faintly in the door's window, smiling, even though he hadn't moved from his spot. And right before the 3rd knock, the reflection turned its head to look directly at the camera. Daniel unplugged everything, packed a bag, and tried to leave. But when he stepped outside, the entire neighborhood was gone. There was just fog, and the sound of his own footsteps echoing back at him from behind. He ran back inside and locked the door. The air was colder now. The walls were breathing. Not metaphorically, they were physically pulsing, expanding and contracting like a pair of lungs. The pictures of Daniel on the wall photos he didn't even remember taking had started to blur, and in every single one, his reflection was smiling wider. He picked up the phone. It was dead. He unplugged the lamps. They stayed on, and from behind the door, his voice came again, louder this time. "You can't keep me out, Daniel. I live here, too." Daniel finally found the courage to shout, "What do you want from me?" There was only silence. Then the 3 knocks came again. He grabbed a hammer from his toolbox and smashed the peephole. When he looked through the splintered hole, he didn't see his porch. He saw himself standing in the fog outside, staring back in. The other Daniel smiled and slowly raised his hand to knock again. And this time, both knocks came at once one from the outside and one from the inside, perfectly synchronized. The walls trembled, the lights flickered, and the voice whispered, "Let's trade." A few days later, police arrived after neighbors reported hearing screams. The door was locked from the inside. They found the house empty, except for a camera still recording. On the final footage, they saw Daniel standing in front of the door, trembling, hammer in hand. He whispers, "It's not me. It's not." Then the screen goes white. The very next frame shows him smiling calmly, but the background behind him isn't the house. It's just fog, and someone else, someone unseen, is knocking on the other side of the screen. The house was sold again 2 months later. The new tenants replaced the old front door. But they say that at 2:17 a.m., they still hear knocking coming from inside the house. And sometimes, when lightning flashes just right, the reflection they see in the window doesn't match the person who's standing there. So when you hear knocking at your own door tonight, don't answer too quickly. It might already be open. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Tales from the Shadows. Stay safe out there.